At Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. My name is Elijah Charles Kiange. Thank you very much for being a part and parcel of this broadcast this morning. You can also tweet live at Metropole TVKE, and you can also actually talk to me at Kiange Simba on a Twitter as well. Now, there's an upcoming trade expo between Kenya Expo Ghana, that's the name of the expo. And now the main aim of the Trade Expo is to promote business and trade relations between the various countries. Now today we look into the viable opportunities for Kenyan traders in the Ghanaian market. And joining us this morning is Leah Nduatili, who is the co-founder Kenya Expo Ghana and also the SME Growth Advisor, currently spearheading Growth Africa's entry into the West African market. Leah, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Happy to have you around as well. Now, let's throw it a bit back, Leah. Can we get a bit of history of the Kenya Expo Ghana and what our viewers and anybody who wants to participate should expect in the upcoming expo?
Okay, so a bit of history. Kenya Trade Expo Ghana was founded in 2015, and it was actually founded on the back of some trade agreements that were signed between Kenya and Ghana in December of 2014. So an interesting thing that people don't know is that if you're a Kenyan going to Ghana, you don't need a visa. If you're a Ghanaian going to Kenya, you don't need a visa. This is on the back of an agreement time ago between the first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, or first president, Jomo Kenyatta. So there's already an underlying agreement, there's already an underlying partnership. But up until 2015, there have been no trade agreement between Kenya and Ghana. No Ghanaian president has visited Ghana since Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So those agreements were very pivotal, and as a Kenyan living in Ghana, I saw an opportunity there to create more packages for businesses. So usually these agreements, they stick within the government office. But businesses don't come and ask, what is the need for us? What are these agreements offering for us as business people? And so our role is to catalyze that conversation, bring businesses together between Kenya and Ghana, and also bring business and government together to ask the question, once these agreements are in place, how does it make it easier for me to do business? How does it make it easier for me to move my products from Kenya or move my Kenyan products, Ghanaian products into? And that's the background with the expo, and that's why it started.
Pretty much. All right, we seem to have an audio issue in the studio. Yes, we do get you, but then you're a bit breaking on and off. Let me just get this confirmation from the director if we can fix this, because then yes, we can hear you, but then whatever you're saying is totally not audible. Is it okay for us to fix that is when we continue, or we can fix it as we continue with the interview? Welcome back. You are still watching Metropole Television. Hopefully we do have Leah back now so that we can get the conversation going. Leah, let's begin from where we left it. And the question was, can you give us a bit of a history of this Kenya-Ghana Expo? So now, anybody who wants to participate or wants to know about it, they can know where to hang on at this.
Thank you. So, like I mentioned, the Kenya Trade Expo in Ghana was founded in 2015 on the back of trade agreements that were signed between Ghana and Kenya by the presidents at the time. That was President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
And President John Mahama. And so, as business people, we decided that we're going to set up the Kenya Trade Expo, realizing that a lot of times the countries would sign agreements on a government level, but then the businesses would never follow up to find out what are the opportunities within those agreements.
Yes.
You know, have there been reduced tariffs? Are there preferential trade rates, maybe between the two countries that have signed the agreements? And so that was our driving force, as well as the fact that Ghana is a predominantly import country. And as a Kenyan living in Ghana, I would go to the supermarket and see milk coming from Belgium and France. And I know that in Kenya we produce milk. And I would see sausages from Brazil. And in Kenya we have companies like Farmer's Choice producing premium sausages. And so this was another incentive for us to set up the Kenya Trade Expo in Ghana.
Pretty much. So, Leah, somebody's going to ask you, anybody really, therefore, is going to be sort of a bit about the Kenya-Ghana Expo. What are some of those, I would like to say, similarities between Kenya and Ghana, especially when it comes to trade? Because if I have to peg myself on it, I got to know something on where to peg myself on.
Well, I would say, first of all, we have a big advantage now because the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement has gone into force.
Yes.
So we can actually trade within our African countries that are signed on to the AFTA. And so that is one advantage as a company that wants to do trade, maybe between Kenya and Ghana.
Yes.
So that, I would say, is the first place to latch on. The second thing is that when we started the Kenya Trade Expo, we didn't have Kenyan representation in terms of a Kenyan embassy in Ghana.
Yes.
And now we do have a Kenyan embassy in Ghana. And so that would be a second point of call as a company that would want to trade maybe from Kenya to Ghana.
Yes.
And vice versa, as a company wanting to trade from Ghana to Kenya, we do have the Ghana High Commission that we work with based in Nairobi. Yeah, so that I would say is an opportunity.
Pretty much. So let's talk about that agreement between Kenya and Ghana that was signed by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Maybe we're talking 5 years or 6 years after. Would you say that indeed after that signing that we've seen a couple of developments? And now let's talk about that in respect to smaller businesses in the country. Do they have a chance, especially when it comes to this expo now?
They definitely do have a chance. So the direction of the expo has moved. Before, we had the businesses coming into the country, displaying their products. We had a big exposition.
Yes.
And now what COVID has taught us is that most of these business-to-business conversations can happen online. And from there, we can take up the opportunities. So what we're doing now is farming up a partnership with the Kenya High Commission, where we host the Kenya Expo online. And we're able to create those business-to-business meetings online. And so there are opportunities. You don't have to be a big business that can afford thousands of dollars for tickets, thousands of dollars for maybe a stand and bringing in your products. It's just a matter of coming online, having those conversations, and then taking advantage of existing vehicles that allow for the partnerships to happen.
Yes.
So there is opportunities for SMEs. Yeah.
Pretty much. So what are we doing different? Because I hear that you come up with a very proper concern that, look, since those trade agreements were signed between Kenya and Ghana, there hasn't been so much fuss around now in terms of development of then this trade between Kenya and Ghana. So what is happening different this year, and at the time when majority of businesses are looking for available opportunities, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic wiped off their fortunes in 2020?
So actually there has been traction between the trade agreements being signed, between us bringing the expo to life.
Yes.
We even did host a Ghanaian minister in 2018 to Kenya so that he could speak to the business community, assure them of the openness of Ghana to Kenyan businesses, and vice versa as well. So we did have businesses coming to set up. We have some big businesses that have set up. For example, we have Horizons, which is a service office that is in Kenya, but they also do the same thing, the same concepts. They have replicated it in Ghana. And we do have some business-to-business partnerships that we created, especially when it comes to consulting.
Yes.
When it comes to HR, because we have a lot of hospitality companies in Ghana that hire from Kenya. So there was some traction.
Yes.
And so this year we are looking to double or triple that using the online opportunities and also on the back of the AFCFTA agreement. Yes.
So let's talk about it then. The Kenya Expo Ghana, when is it happening? And what sort of strategic partnerships are we going to see? And for anybody who wants to participate, how do I participate? And what do I expect to get out of this expo this year?
So we are still talking to partners.
Yes.
So we don't have firmed updates.
Yes.
What we have is a line that people can call or talk to express interest. And from there, we can arrange the business-to-business meetings while we organize the bigger events. So most likely it would happen by the end of the year, but we have not firmed up because we are having the partnership conversations at the time.
Yes. So what we do know is that this would happen this year though, isn't it?
Sorry?
What we do know is that this would happen this year.
It would happen this year, yes.
Pretty much. All right, now let's drift a bit down again and talk about your role as an SME advisor. I mean, small business conversations are conversations that are really pertinent, especially across Africa and the region as well, because we do know that's where majority of economic activity happens and even employment. Would you compare where we are as a country in terms of our SMEs and Ghana as well? What conclusions and lessons would you draw this morning?
Okay, so Growth Africa, we are an SME support organization, entrepreneurship support organization, and we've been in the market for over 15 years. So we've operated in Kenya, primarily, Uganda, Ethiopia, Zambia, Malawi, and recently Ghana.
Yes.
And what we've seen, first of all, is that Africans have a high propensity for entrepreneurship. And even the women entrepreneurs are very driven in both countries.
Yes.
So especially with now COVID and people losing their jobs, a lot of people are seeing as entrepreneurship as an avenue for financial freedom, an avenue for financial security. So there are two similarities we see, that there's this drive and propensity for entrepreneurship, both in Kenya and Ghana. And the business environment is also very open, where we're seeing a political will of supporting entrepreneurs, both in Kenya and in Ghana. For instance, in Ghana, when COVID happened, we have the National Board for Small-Scale Industries, which came up with a fund to support small businesses that were going through hardship at the time.
Yes.
And we could see also, since the presidency of President Nana Akufo-Addo, he actually did set up a ministry for business development. And the role was to drive growth within entrepreneurship sector, ensure that young entrepreneurs are supported. And up until now, we do have the National Entrepreneurship Initiative.
Yes.
Yes. So I would say those are the similarities.
Yes. But as we come to the end of this conversation this morning, you mentioned the Africa Free Continental Trade Area. I mean, as Growth Africa, how do you position yourself within this conversation for Africa Free Continental Trade Area? And do you now foresee this as a chance for SMEs across Africa to reap big from this new market that we expect to get into?
Definitely, and that's an interesting question. As Growth Africa, we already see ourselves as driving intra-Africa trade and connectivity, even before the Africa Trade Agreement came into effect.
Yes.
Because we operate in 6 African countries, we run our program for all the 6 African countries. We create connectivity between the entrepreneurs in these African countries. And so apart from creating connectivity, we also empower them through our business development frameworks to understand the nuances within their businesses, strengthen their businesses, create a growth plan for their businesses, which includes going into new markets. So the fact that we do have access and knowledge into these new markets enables our entrepreneurs to tap onto that And the fact that we do run the program across the 6 African countries with our entrepreneurs together creates that avenue for them to even create those business-to-business partnerships. Yes, so we would say that we are at the forefront of actually bringing the Africa Free Trade Continental Agreement into effect.
Yes. But
Yeah.
just 1 minute or so, if you can, do you see this as a chance for businesses that have been struggling to get markets across the continent to finally have a place to sell their services and products?
Definitely. In fact, what happened, the first thing I would say is, even within the local markets, for example, in Ghana, I mentioned that we are mostly an import economy. But when COVID happened, we could not bring those imports in.
Yes.
And what we now saw was a lot of made in Ghana products on the shelves of Ghanaian supermarkets. So that is the same thing that we have learned, is that we need to produce locally, consume locally, and then with the political will of all the African states that have signed on to the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, there is an opportunity for all the African SMEs to take advantage of the 2 billion African market. Don't forget also that there's a lot of push for intra-Africa payments.
Yes.
So we lose a lot of money, up to $30 billion in transaction fees. But now we are seeing a lot of tech companies coming into play, allowing and facilitating transactions and payments across Africa. Now, before you might have gone to a bank and processed a payment, takes 3 to 4 days. Now it takes up to only 1 hour or less to do payments. So with the ease of payments, with the political will of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement coming into force, and then also with the support of entrepreneurship organizations like Growth Africa, SMEs are now able to take advantage of the African market.
Pretty much. Lea Nduatile, co-founder Kenya Expo Ghana. I hope that before the end of the year, we shall be coming back and talking exactly the advancements that you're making on organizing that Kenya Ghana Expo, hopefully.
I look forward to that. And Growth Africa will be a big part of that also.
Pretty much. Thank you very much for
Yes.
taking your time to speak to Metropole
Thank
TV this
you.
morning. All right, we take a short break, but once we come back, let's talk about how the government has made sure that today, if you walk into your petrol station or your gas station, depending on what you call it, you're only paying 127 for petrol, 107 for diesel, and 97 shillings for kerosene. Once we come back.